Hey Soul family, welcome back to the channel. This is the White Feather Tarot, and in today's reading we're doing a message that is meant to reach you right now. And to do this reading, these are the 4 piles for today. Let me introduce the crystals to you. For pile number 1, you have the beautiful Sodalite point, and this is what your crystal looks like. For pile number 2, you have the crazy lace agate point, and this is what your crystal looks like. For pile number 3, you have the beautiful Lodalite point, and this is what your crystal looks like. And for pile number 4, you have the yellow Flourite, and this is what your crystal looks like. So, take a look at which one of these 4 decks or 4 crystals you're the most drawn to, and this or these will probably be your reading for today. As I always encourage you, please let your intuition guide you. Whether it's drawn to just one pile and you know that's the one, then this will be your pile, or you're drawn to several or maybe even all, then these as well will be your piles. It is all up to your intuition and how you feel about it. And once you're ready, please head down to the description box, click on your timestamps, and I will see you in your readings. In a moment, I'm about to assign different zodiac signs to each pile. If this is something that you do not prefer during your picking a pile process, then please pause the video and take as much time as you need. And once you're ready, I'll see you in your reading. But if you prefer to pick using your zodiac signs, then this section has been created in the introduction specifically for you. In the introduction specifically for you. The right word would be designated, is designated specifically for you. All right, moving on from the rambling, these are 12 zodiac signs, and what I do is I shuffle them around really well, and then I draw these are 4 piles. I draw 3 zodiac signs for each pile. Right, so let's start the process. Looks like Virgo keeps popping up, so Virgo is for pile number 1. Then we have Sagittarius for pile number 1, and then we have Pisces. For pile number 2, the zodiac signs are Leo, Gemini, and Capricorn. Pile number 3, the signs are Libra, Aquarius, and Aries. As for pile number 4, the signs are Cancer, Taurus, and of course Scorpio. So, my dear soul family, these are the zodiac signs for each pile. I highly recommend you check your threes, your rising, your sun, and your moon. You might find them all to be in one pile, then that would be it. You might find them distributed between two piles or maybe even three. It is all up to you and how you want to go about this reading. And once you're ready, please head down to the description box, click on your timestamps, and I will see you in your readings. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. Today, we're taking a look at a message that is meant to reach you right now. So if you were drawn to this pile, your crystal is the beautiful Sodalite point. But if you chose your pile using your zodiac signs, then in that case, the signs for this pile are Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. As I always say, if these are not your zodiac signs, please don't worry about it. Note that they are present in your reading because their energies match the energies of the reading, just like your crystal and everything that happens during your reading. Okay, so now let's pull out your oracle cards. These are the cards that we will be using for today. Let me see what we're getting with this one. I feel this one and that one. And before we check your tarot cards, let's have a look at your oracle cards. So I feel like this one is your significator card. You have curiosity. What a sweet card. Okay, let's keep it there. You also have Nile, happy with journey. All right, very interesting. You have moon in Capricorn with practicality. You have the balsamic waning water moon with dissolution. The gibbous waxing water moon with passion. And finally, you have Venus in Leo with affair. Very interesting. Let's take a look at your tarot cards first before we start analyzing, so that we have a full picture of what your guides or what you're meant, the message that you're meant to hear right now. So these are the ones that I'm seeing popping up for you. Let's pick them up. And these two. 1, 2. Actually, finally, it's this one. There we go. Right. So let's see what cards you have. Whoa. Right off the bat, you have the Hierophant with no thingness. You have the Tower card with Thunderbolt. How interesting. I think there is a major dramatic shift in your life. But let's continue first. You have the Two of Swords with schizophrenia. Yeah, it's like, you see, you're at this transition between two areas of your life, and you want to be very careful about how you go about this transition, this dramatic change. You have the Two of Cups with friendliness. Have you been seeing a lot of 222s lately? That could have been a sign that a major change is coming up, it seems. You have the Queen of Swords with morality. You have the Nine of Wands with exhaustion. The Nine of Swords with sorrow. Again, the synchronicities with the nines. So 2s and 9s Could be numbers that you have been seeing recently or will be seeing perhaps. Ace of Swords with consciousness. And finally, you have the Seven of Cups with projection. So we have 2 more cards. We'll open them in due time. But like I mentioned, I do see you transitioning with the journey here from one part of your life to a dramatically different one. Now, this transition, although it's going to be very exhausting for you and may cause a lot of stress, it will lead to something very passionate, a major change that you cannot even begin to imagine. You know, the nothingness is a translation of the Sanskrit word shunyata, which means everything was created from nothing. The universe being created from nothing. This is exactly what I'm seeing in your cards. Your message that you're meant to hear right now is that there are many changes that are about to happen in your life. You're about to see things you've never seen before. You're about to experience things you've never experienced before. And you're about to go through things that you've never done before. And so, because of this major change, it seems like they're in between worlds. There is a lot of preparation and things that you will be required to do. And so the Queen of Swords, I do see that you may be going through a period where you're feeling tied down and stuck a little bit and restricted, and maybe you have to do a lot of things and prepare many things, but you want to be organized during that time. And you can see it here with the Moon and Capricorn with practicality. You see system and organization. So here I see your guides telling you that you want to be very mindful during that transitional phase. Even you are changing here in the Seven of Cups. With the projection card, I see many things. One of them, I see that you personally are changing and transitioning during that time. So since this is a time of many things happening, including you and your change, you see you have the Buddha here twice. You want to be mindful and you don't want your mind to take control of you because it's going to exhaust you. You want to pull through with the Nine of Wands, stand there strong, and to be able to do that, you want to organize yourself really well and be very practical about setting systems and routines to make this doable for you, to make this transition as easy as possible. The most important thing you want to do during that transition of your life, this major transition, is how you look at things with projections. How you speak to yourself, how you look at yourself, how you look at the situation at a whole. Because with the Queen of Swords is also the mind, being disciplined with the mind. You have morality here. It's how you see things and how disciplined you are at looking at the situation, and how you speak about the situation and how you feel about the situation. So there are 2 ways to go about it. One could be, oh my God, this is frustrating. How can I deal with all of that? This is too hard. Or, I got this. These are my challenges. I'm going to set a system for these challenges. I'm going to make sure I handle these every single day. I'm going to make it. I'm looking forward to all these amazing things that are coming. So that's all I can see. This is all my eyes can see. And so I'm not going to cheat myself with the affair here and feeling like everything's dropping out of my control because of the way I speak about the situation and the way that I feel about the situation. And what is one of the strongest things about a Buddha? It's the way they're able to take control of themselves and their minds. They are the ones that are in control, not their emotions and their minds over them. They've learned to center themselves and to find power within. Nothing on the outside is capable of swaying a Buddha off their course. It's the power of your mind and the power of controlling yourself and not your outside world. So it is a very important time where you look at the amazing things that are happening to you with the eyes of curiosity, to enjoy that transition because it's a new experience for you, and at the same time befriend it, not make enemies with it. Yeah, it's a choice here. How are you going to go about this transition to this new dramatic shift in your life? Are you going to go about it with passion or with dissolution, where you lose yourself and everything you're working on in the process? Working on, I mean. It's really funny. You actually have the same idea here with Anubis, who is the ancient Egyptian god of who guards the gate between this world and the underworld, that transition, right? How awesome is that? So you've got Anubis, and then you've got Thoth, who is the ancient Egyptian goddess of knowledge and wisdom. So you want to go through this transition with a lot of wisdom. If you need to educate yourself about something, please do that. But what I'm seeing here, it's mainly about, making some sort of system, making it practical, making it doable. Also, Moon and Capricorn is being disciplined, which we're seeing with the Queen of Swords here. It's a really important time in your life, and perhaps even one of the most important times, where you want to be disciplined with the promises you give yourself, with the things that you need to take care of, but most importantly, with how you deal with yourself and how you discipline your mind not to go out of control in terms of worry and exhausting you, because it really is your mind that may either make it or break it. I think the candle here is shedding light on this card, and I think the spider here is looking at this water drop and the light here. So I think this is definitely a message here saying something. Not sure what it is yet. I think it is time for us to reveal your last two cards. Wow, look at that. The Source, the Ace of Wands, the Light. So this is probably talking about enlightening yourself with something. Your guides want you to see something. Another ace. What's up with that? 3 aces. This makes me think, 3 aces? What ace is missing? The Ace of Pentacles. You making this new beginning possible. All right. So the Ace of Cups is going with the flow. So yes, in that case, one of the most important things that I believe your guides want you to look at or to know about from this reading is to not be, inflexible. Like, don't be so much afraid of change. If you are inflexible, you might break. There are many different changes. You want to have an open mind to see how what you're planning for may shift and turn as you're moving forward. So you're like, right, that's my budget, that's what I'm going to do, and this is where I'm going to go, for example. And then some things change. I think this is a very important part of your journey, how things are going to be shifting and changing as you're going. And they are going to be shifting and changing for the better, for the light. It's kind of like your guides are funnily enough, taking it step by step so that you take the right step, because with all of the information you know now, that's the type of step you would have taken. But if you know everything at once, you might have taken another direction. And so what I'm sensing here is that there are so many shifts and changes because your guides are kind of like giving you all the right information at that point for you to take that specific step. And so once you take that right step, they don't want you to go in that direction. They will start now revealing a little bit more information, grabbing your attention to tweak that journey. Instead of like going absolute north, now you may be going northeast. And as you move along, they give you different information. You might be finding yourself going fully to the east, and so on. It's kind of like a map as you're driving. And so really what they're trying to tell you here is be open. Leave your mind open, and don't be afraid, and don't resist change so much, because every step and every change that's going to happen is happening for your advantage. Like I told you, it seems like you're going through a dramatic change in your life. You'll be seeing so much that you have no idea about. They're all going to be awesome. So be organized, be practical, and be disciplined, yes, but at the same time, you really need that aspect of being flexible with the changes. Like, don't experience the disadvantage of being super disciplined, which is lack of flexibility, not liking change, being comfortable with the system and the routine you just put. Be flexible, because the more flexible you are to how this road or journey rather is taking you, the sooner you're going to arrive, and the more advantages it is that you're going to get. Just trust the process. Your guides are taking you through this journey in this way for a reason, so adapt. You know, you have a routine set up or a system set up, and you've got this and you're dealing with it every day, and then this law changes, or this happens, or you misunderstood something. Fine. All of this was done so that you can take the previous steps. You're going to sit down calmly and go, right, fine. So now this aspect changed. Let me put a new system for that calmly. I don't need to suffer through it. I'm going to do this and this and this. Fine. And then 2-3 weeks, everything is set up. Everything is in place. Something else changes, and so on. Go with the flow. Let your guides guide you smoothly, swiftly, comfortably, so that you too can go there with the least resistance, in the fastest time, and with the most advantages. And so your message here is follow the light, my dear pile number 1. It will lead you to where you need to go. Your curiosity going, how interesting, this new shift, this new plan. Be curious about the changes and see what advantages they can give you and what they are teaching you, and don't resist it and don't hate it, because I promise you, pile number 1, you are going somewhere you have no idea about. It's like experiencing the beauty of the universe, experiencing the beauty of a new world that you will soon be part of, because we are all part of the universe. We're not in the universe, we are part of it. And so you'll be experiencing some great magical things that you have never seen before. And it is what it is. It is the transition, and that's what happens during a dramatic change. So go through it, go through it gracefully. Go through this phase gracefully, and as organized and disciplined, yet flexible as possible. And this is exactly what I see for you, my dear pile number 1. I truly hope you've enjoyed your reading. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. That's better. And please don't forget to check out my productivity handbook. It can really help you out with this important stage of your life. It's small, straight to the point. You won't procrastinate reading it, but you will find that it has all the key advice and secrets to helping you become a productive person right away, all while enjoying the process. Very soon, there's going to be the Productivity Planner 2024. It has all the applications that you learn about in the book, all the smart ideas, the applications, they assist you in actually applying these ideas in such an easy way. All these things that are set up so you can apply it right away. It's going to be on the website soon. I'm not sure when I release it, release this reading for you if it's going to be already up or not, but just a heads up, it's going to be there so you can read your ebook. There's also an audiobook, you can listen to it, and you have the planner and it has everything you need for 2024, as well as all the applications that you need that you will be learning about in this ebook. I truly hope you enjoy that, and if you're interested in checking it out, you'll find the link to this ebook down in the description box. And my dear pal number one, all the best of luck in this great transition that is happening in your life. I know you're gonna love it. It's gonna be full of surprises, wondrous surprises, just like the universe. And my dear pal number one, I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number two. Welcome to your reading. Today we're taking a look at a message that is meant to reach you right now. If you're drawn to this pile, then your crystal is the beautiful crazy lace agate. And if you chose your pile using your zodiac signs, then the signs for this pile in that case are Gemini, Leo, and Capricorn. If these are not your zodiac signs, as I always say, please do not worry about them. Do know that they are present in your reading for a reason. You will find that their energies match the energies of your card and the reading itself, just like your crystal and everything that happens during your reading. Okay, so actually I do feel these three. These are your oracle cards that we will be using for today's message. Let's pull out the last. Oh, this one jumped. It's definitely part of it. It looks like this one also is about to fall, which makes it part of it as well. Okay, let's take a look at your cards. I feel like this is your significator card. Ah, you have Imhotep, the ancient Egyptian king Imhotep. Okay, very interesting. With the keyword peace, you also have guardedness. Sorry. There we go. And you can see a sweet dragon covering and protecting itself. So sweet. Okay. You also have Venus in Pisces with submission. Whoa, you have the 11th moon mansion ruled by the sun and Jupiter in Leo. This is Fortuna. This is one of my favorite moon mansions. Talks about fortune and like wealth coming in and abundance coming in easily. A time of abundance. Actually, let's keep it up because we'll need the space. You have the 19th moon mansion, ruled by the moon and Jupiter again between Scorpio and Sagittarius with 2 paths. And you have the 25th moon mansion, ruled by Uranus and Mercury in Aquarius with the keyword rebel. Can I place it here? I don't think that's the right thing to do. In that case, we will just use the space normally. And you have Mars in Virgo with criticism. Right. Let's pull out your tarot cards. This way we'll get a full picture of what we're seeing and the details and the whole story. 1, 2, 3, 6. I'd like to use oracles as a jump start always to the reading, giving us an intuitive hit to what we're seeing, maybe even the direction to what our tarot cards are showing us. Oh, I also feel this one. There we go. Let's pull out your cards and see what you have. So, you have the 7 of Pentacles. Have you been saving? All right, you have the Knight of Swords. That's really cool. That's an awesome combination. Okay. You have the Tower card, the Hermit, the Eight of Swords. Wow, the Three of Wands. The King of Wands. And you have the Four of Swords. Love the combination of the Hermit and the Four of Swords here. Right, you do have a lot more. We have 3, 6, 7. Right, we'll open them when we need to. So what are we seeing? What are we seeing? There are so many different energies. I think I need to take a moment to try to see what this is about. When I said there are so many different energies, I feel like the King of Wands is kind of showing me it's all one direction. Although you do have the Two of Paths. Maybe you're meant to choose one direction. Let me take a closer look. Actually, Imhotep is not a king. I think Imhotep was the architect who built the pyramids. Let me check, hold on. So interesting, his story. He was in fact the engineer architect, and he was so smart in the third dynasty. He was in the third dynasty, and he was so smart that he was nearly going to be deified, become a deity. He was also a physician who had great healing abilities. So we're dealing with someone who's very skilled here. My information about building the pyramid, I did not find that, but I do remember somewhere at the back of my mind, I remember I did read he was thought to be the one who built the Great Pyramid, if I'm not mistaken, or one of the 3 pyramids. In all cases, could it be about your work? Or something that you're really good at doing? Could it be talking about something that you're really good at doing that will be the thing that will get you a lot of wealth? I think that's what your reading wants to talk to you about today. So, the 2 paths. Look at that. There are 2 paths in your life. Perhaps you're meant to take none and shift directions. In all cases, we'll take it bit by bit because I'm all over the reading at the moment. I'm about to put it together for you. So I see that you're stuck. Look at that. You have the keyboard here, the computer here being trapped into something. Your work is entrapping you. And it's divine time. It's high time you take yourself out of this trap. You feel entrapped, right? And you are so skilled at doing something, but perhaps where you are is allowing you to save, is allowing you to be stable, right? But maybe you feel really stuck. You can't see ahead. You have more dreams than what you're doing. I think your reading is talking about you being in a direction because it's safe. It allows you to predict your income, and it allows you to save, but it's very tiresome and perhaps even taking a toll on you. And you're presented here with the guardedness like a dragon, someone who is capable of flying, of having great potential, of doing something way bigger. But look at the sweet dragon, forgetting that it's a dragon and protecting itself in a... Is that the cover of a dragon fruit? In a nut cover? Protecting itself in something far weaker than what it is. Look at the cards you're getting. Dragon, Imhotep, and you may be treating yourself like a bird. Nothing wrong with birds. They're one of the most awesome creatures in the world. But I'm just saying, in terms of symbology, you as a dragon have the ability to fly way higher. and you have the power to do so much, yet without realizing you could be keeping yourself stuck without knowing. Maybe you're so afraid, you feel like you can't see ahead, when really, look at this box, it's transparent, letting you know that you're choosing not to look ahead because you may be so afraid to look ahead. Because if you change paths from one to the other, there we go. I was wrong about that. If you change path from one to the other and embark on a new journey with the Three of Wands, doing something that you are absolutely skilled at, a master at, maybe even the only one who can do it the way you can, what you're saving up for or trying to do financially will come to you much faster than what you are doing. Perhaps with the Tower, you've built something so good over the years. It's delicious. It's great to look at. It's prestigious. You've put so much effort into it, and it's hard to just drop it. But your cards are really encouraging you with the King of Wands to consider following your passion, what your heart is. See, you can see a reflection of your heart here on the wall, is trying to tell you. It is trying to tell you to trust that feeling of feeling stuck and to find relief. And to be able to find relief, you must listen to what your mind is telling you. Like the disadvantages that you're going through at the moment are trying to speak something to you, are trying to show you something. If you're asking yourself questions like, am I going to do this every day? Am I going to feel like that every day? Am I going to feel stuck like that every day? It is trying to tell you something. Now, of course, I'm just a messenger. I'm not the one encouraging you to do anything here. Please always be mindful, fully mindful. Maybe your card here is telling you, maybe your cards here are telling you to save up, to find the freedom to be able to perhaps shift into something that you love, to be able to shift paths. But in all cases, with the Rebel card, for sure, especially Uranus and Aquarius, it's telling you to be forward thinking and to be a rebel and to sometimes do what is thought of as crazy, because you might just find yourself. And this doesn't have to be your work. It could be a direction that you're currently going through, by the way, where you're going to be very fortunate as you shift paths. Maybe you're really happy at work. Maybe it's not work. Maybe it's simply talking about a direction that you're already in. It's a bit safe. It's allowing you to predict things well. It's allowing you to progress through something that is important to you, but it's at the same time wreaking havoc in your life and it's making you feel stuck. And you might want to shift your perspective to another direction, because shifting perspectives might require courage, a lot of courage, and it might require, boldness, some form of boldness to do something. And that's what the energy of a rebel offers. And you can see ahead, but if you take off the fear that is blinding your eyes, you may be able to see ahead clearly. So how are you guided to take this advice that you're getting? Because it does seem like if you do take the advice, and we have a lot of guidance here, if you do take this guidance of actually following your passion with the King of Wands, also the King of Wands is like a person who's mastered their passion. You have Imhotep here, which shows that you're so good at something that you're going to master this. You're going to be so good at it. And you're going to relax with the Hermit and the Four of Swords. You won't be so tired and stressed doing what you're trying to do. There's a much easier way your cards are showing, and you are definitely up for it. Your reading is symbolically telling you you're not a bird, you're a dragon. And you can fly high, and you can conquer territories easily as you want to. So let's take a look at why you're getting this message today and how your reading is trying to open up your eyes towards doing that. I'm sure these cards here, because that's the one thing that I see missing in your reading at the moment, this encouragement to actually shift paths and to follow your passion because you're really good at it, because it will bring you fortune. One path is slow and you are feeling so tired, and it's like as if your subconscious mind is like putting some stress on you because it is trying to give you a message. It's trying to liberate you, and it's trying to bring you peace, and it's trying to allow you to have the fun you're meant to have. So let's see your guidance on what it is that you're guided to do, your guidance on what it is that you could do to apply this advice. Wow, so you have the Queen of Wands. That is like someone having fun, the time of their lives. Also, I can't help but notice the phones. Maybe it's talking about either social media or marketing, like focusing on marketing. Or if this is about posting, maybe you want to post, create social media posts. Maybe this is about communication. Maybe it's not social media or marketing. Maybe it's about networking, communicating with others in this industry where you're good at. Let's place the cards on the table to see the full picture of your guidance. So, whoa, look at that. Queen of Wands and the Six of Wands. Do you know what these two cards have in common? Popularity. So I kept myself from saying social media. I wanted to open up my eyes to different ways of looking at this. But at this point, with all the hearts and the likes, for most of you at least, this does look like it's an invitation to social media. Like whatever it is that you love, you might even be an architect or an engineer. And one of your guidance to shift this path has to do with social media, because your work will be admired. And so it might be a good marketing tool for you to shift your path, right? You have the Ten of Pentacles. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I love your cards. It's going to bring you a lot of fortune, my dear pile number 2. It's going to bring you a lot of fortune, because obviously you'll be able to display your talents or your capabilities. Because look, with Imhotep here, it's like you're like no other. Get into social media, get into posting, get into marketing. Maybe this to you is communication. Start communicating with people in your field, because it will get you a lot of fortune. You're going to be fortunate in so many ways. You being able to be seen, you being able to build something that you love to do and experience. Yeah. You have another Queen. Wow. Okay, right. The Queen of Swords. I get it. Right. You have the Ten of Wands. Okay. You have the Moon. And you have the Chariot. Move strategically, my dear pile number 2. This is talking about you moving strategically. This is not about dropping one path to get into the other, although you will be doing it. But the transition with the Chariot here is to transition strategically. Perhaps this is talking about not dropping what you're doing right away, but transitioning gracefully. Yeah, exactly. Transitioning gracefully and strategically. Now, as you transition, you do see with the Ten of Wands, of course, and the Moon card, a couple of what you may feel are disadvantages. And these are a heavy load of work, as you maybe will be juggling two different paths at the same time as you're crossing from one to the other. So yes, there is this disadvantage of trying to go up while carrying so much, but there is light at the end of the tunnel. because once you're there, you're going to be sitting there comfortable. So it's not a time to follow your emotions. You see, the Queen of Swords has dropped her cup. It's not a time to go, I don't feel like it, or, oh, that's too much work, or I don't want to do that. It's really a time to drop how you feel about the situation and be pragmatic with the Queen of Swords, because ultimately it will lead to your ultimate freedom. So it's a transitional phase of hard work, but they are strategic steps that will free you. And with the Moon card, you may be this transition, as you can see. Another disadvantage is not being able to fully see ahead. The questions that could hurt your emotions, like, am I putting in all this effort and not getting any results? Am I just doing all this work for nothing? The thing here is to move ahead with enlightenment. You're great at this, your reading is telling you. You're gonna find great fortune. That is your promise. So don't go about it criticizing yourself. Yes, listen to what your emotions always tell you. You do have a strong intuition with the Moon card here, and we've noticed with the criticism card, your emotions are telling you something. So listen to them, but at the same time, don't let them scare you or veer you off course either. You want to listen to solve and not to veer off course. So yes, there is the disadvantage of not knowing what is to come ahead, and this is why you're receiving this message of what you're meant to hear right now, and this is why you're getting such strong cards of popularity and fortune, letting you know that you're going to be widely successful. We all know about Imhotep now, thousands and thousands of years later. What type of popularity and success is that? So you're gonna be wildly successful, wildly fortunate, and perhaps even if this has to do with your work, wildly wealthy. But you have to endure that time of great transition where you're decomposing the old and building the new as you transition between the two. Or let's say leaving the old and moving on to the new. It is a transition that needs to be done strategically. It will require more load of work, as you can see. You may not be able to see ahead, but trust the process. You have a promise of things working out for you. And my dear pile number 2, this is exactly what I see as your message that is meant to reach you right now, whether this has to do with your work or any specific path that you're on, that you just feel tired in. Your reading is telling you shift paths strategically. Your discomfort or your feelings about the stress or feeling stuck are there for a reason. Your heart is speaking to you. Your soul is speaking to you. And this shift in paths is what you're meant to do, because it will lead you to a lot of success and prosperity. It is something that you're really good at doing, and you will be known for what you are doing. This is what I see in your reading, my dear pile number 2. My dear pile number 2. I truly hope you've enjoyed it. And if you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And my productivity handbook could really be a great tool for you to handle this transition smoothly and swiftly. It has all the key advice and secrets to helping you become a productive person right away as soon as you finish reading it. There's also an audiobook, and by the way, I'm not sure if I'll be releasing the journal when I release this reading, but very soon the productivity handbook planner is going to be released. It has the whole application to the ebooks, the necessary charts, and everything that you read about. The smart ideas are all going to be applied. All you need to do is just fill them out and so you're on it. As well as the planner for next year, which will be included in there as well. So if you want to check all of this out, you'll find a link to this ebook down in the description box. By the way, it's small, straight to the point. You're not going to procrastinate reading it, but it really will change your mindset as soon as you finish this ebook. And yeah, I truly hope you enjoyed it and that it does help you out. I'm confident that it will. It was written with every bit of my heart, with the full intention to help you become a productive person and achieve your dreams. So my dear pile number 2, Thank you so much for tuning in. Wishing you the best with this awesome transition in your life. I know you got this. Your reading is telling you you're going to be fortunate. And my dear pile number 2, sending you so much love, and I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. You were drawn to the beautiful Lodalite crystal, rather point. And if you chose your pile using your zodiac signs, then the zodiac signs in that case for this pile are Libra, Aries, and Aquarius. Welcome to your reading, guys. If these are not your zodiac signs, please don't worry about them. Do note that they are present in your reading because their energies will be matching the energies of your cards and the reading itself, of course, just like your crystal and everything else that happens during your reading. So today we're taking a look at a message that is meant to reach you right now. These are the oracle cards that we will be using. We'll be taking a look at them first before we take a look at your tarot cards. Okay, so let's put your tarot cards to the side. We won't start analyzing them, but we'll start getting like an idea to what we're seeing. So you have the ancient Egyptian goddess Nut. Some call her Nut. I prefer to call her Nut. With separation. All right. You have celebration. Ooh, love this card. You can see a bird here, a raven, I think, holding a button, another holding a key, another bird being crowned. So nice. So these are not, they're all the same, which means that this wasn't a raven. I think I just saw a bird in a card a couple of days ago. I think it was called a pied wagtail, if I'm not mistaken, but I think it was like the tail was more straight and gathered together. I don't think this is a pied wagtail. I can check what this is. Right, a magpie. Okay, so let's take a look at the rest of your cards. You have Venus and Capricorn with convention. And actually, we can place this here. You have the Sun in Capricorn again with achievement. Wow, what's that? Okay. You know what I just heard? In achievement over a night and day. As I was taking a look at these two. Achievement over a night and day. Really cool. Oh, that's why I have celebration. Let's see. You have the 12th moon mansion that is ruled by Mars and Mercury between Leo and Virgo. This moon mansion is called the Fall. Or you have the keyword the Fall. You're on the precipice of doing something. You have the balsamic waning earth moon with the keyword negotiation. Actually, we need the space anyways. So you have the 10th moon mansion with Neptune and this ruled by Neptune and the Sun between Cancer and Leo with Fountain. Okay. Can't wait to find out what this is all about. Let's pull out your tarot cards. This is the only way we'll get a full picture of what we are seeing and the understanding also of what we're seeing. I'm feeling this one is a good thing. Right, I got it out because I really felt it. Right, as well as this one. Right. So let's see what your cards are. You have the Knight of Cups. You have the Two of Wands. The Sun card. You are on the precipice of something. The Ace of Swords. Maybe the precipice of some overnight achievement or something. Overnight, achievement. Something you've been hoping for that will finally happen and shower you with abundance. You're on the precipice of achieving something you've been working hard towards, whether this is in your personal life or your work. Yeah, and it seems like you really kept yourself stuck trying to achieve it, or like disciplined maybe, trying to achieve it in all ways. You have the 8 of Swords. You have the Lover's card. Looks like this is definitely talking about choice. Okay. The Judgment card. You have the 3 of Cups. Wow, and you have the Star card. Well, this is a big deal. Wow. You have 2 more cards. We'll explore them in a moment. Or maybe something closer to choice. Maybe you've been struggling between something, like trying to achieve something, but you're like on the precipice of achieving it, and at that level there's some sort of struggle. You're trying to apply something. Yeah, you're trying to apply something, but you find it hard. It's like, I know what to do, I just can't do it. Or I know what to do, but I can't apply it. And you're standing there thinking about it and not really knowing how to apply it, how to do it. And I intuitively see these 3 people as these 3 people, where exactly what you've been struggling to do and apply, thinking too much about it, perhaps even ruminating about it. I think your reading is telling you, stop thinking about it and just get to it. Because the difference between thinking about it and actually getting to it is watching yourself doing it. Because you have the capability to do it like on an unconscious, or maybe even consciously. Like you have the capability of doing it, and it's only about being in the moment, like being in the spur of the moment is where you will find yourself, hey, I'm doing this comfortably. You know, this reminds me of, like, for example, let's say someone who struggles connecting with others, for example, and stands there afar and watches the world happen, and they want to be part of the community or this group of friends, but they watch from afar, for example. And then we see here, if they put themselves into it, into like the talking, the connection, then they find themselves easily maneuvering or getting through and talking with people, and it was all in their minds. So that's just an example to the energy that I'm seeing. It could be applied to everything in your life. I can see achievement over a night and day. And I see, stop negotiating with yourself and make that fall. Plunge into it. It's the only way that you will see that you have the capability of having or receiving exactly what it is that you want. What your hopes about the situation will happen. So watching it from afar will lead to you being stuck the whole time. Putting yourself in this situation will finally show you that you can actually do it, and you won't be looking at it from afar for a long time. You know, this also reminds me how in the summer when we want to plunge into the pool, or if we're on vacation and we want to get into the sea, but it's cold, but we want to have fun, and it's that initial plunge where we go, ooh, and then once we're in the water for a couple of minutes, we're like, hey, we got this. And then other people in the pool would tell the others, it's really good, just jump into it, just jump. Oh, you're wasting time. You know, I'm seeing that type of energy of really just jump into it, because the more you think about it, that worrisome situation that you have, or that dream that you want, that dream is the right word because you have the star card, that dream that you want to have, stop negotiating with yourself and just get into it. And don't let yourself be fooled by the few, speaking of the pool, don't let yourself be fooled by the first, it's actually plunging into the water. Can you believe this? Don't be fooled about the first few minutes where you're like, oh, I knew I shouldn't have done that. That feels uncomfortable. That doesn't feel good. Yeah. Don't test the waters, just jump into it. And you might actually feel uncomfortable the first few minutes, the first few days, the first period, whatever this situation is in your life. But you will find that quickly you'll adapt to it, and it's going to be so much fun. And you'll even start to wonder why you've wasted so much time ruminating over it. This is the energy of, finding realization with the Ace of Swords, finding awareness, opening, understanding that it was much easier than you ever thought it was. Is there discomfort at the beginning? Yes, there is discomfort. And perhaps this is why you have convention. A little bit of a period where you're not comfortable, feeling stuck, trying to understand the waters, but in a little bit of time you'll go, whoa, this was much easier than I thought. Why did I waste all of this time just looking from afar when I really could have enjoyed it? And the discomfort that happens to you in the beginning happens to everyone else that goes through this process, whatever it is. And so if everybody thinks about it and not do it, nobody's going to enjoy it. And so it is the ones that just take the plunge that actually get to enjoy this energy at the end of the day. So you're really here being encouraged to just get into it, because look at that. That's the first thing I channeled in your reading with the celebration as well. You will get success over a night and day. It's like straight away success. Maybe for you, it's the first few minutes or maybe hour or something where you're gonna feel uncomfortable, but moving forward, this will be your game. It will be your thing that you're so good at. And you will learn that whenever you need to redo this, whether it's every morning, every time you talk to people, or every time you do a new product in this project, whatever this is, you will know, it's only the first part of it that's uncomfortable. Let me jump into that. I think through this process, you will learn not to ruminate and to always plunge into it, to expect that there's going to be a bit of discomfort, but it passes. It just passes. Thinking about it, I know since ancient Egypt, Nut has always been depicted like that. But thinking about it, this is also plunging in, right? So I think your reading here is raising the awareness of plunging in, because you'll finally see that it's going to work out great, instead of just ruminating on the outside. Right, so you have 3 more cards in your reading. Let's explore 2, sorry. Let's explore them together. So you have the 4 of Wands and you have the Emperor. 4 of Wands is a new milestone. Plunging into it will create success over a night and day. But the most important thing that has far more importance actually over what the success that we're talking about is that who you are going to be as a person. Because as you plunge into this, you will level up into someone who has the confidence and the power to do what they want in this new chapter or in this new milestone. What was once scary, you'll be able to do with great harmony and ease. In fact, you can rely on yourself with the Emperor to do it every single time with harmony and ease. this is someone who's mastered something that can so much, a skill so well, that they can rely on themselves to do it in harmony every single time. I think your reading may be talking about a skill that you're trying to learn, or maybe not. It's just a guess from my feel of the guidance that you have. Or maybe you will be learning that skill as you achieve this to do other things that you will always want to do. Because that's the most important guidance that you have here. As we're seeing, there's a highlight on it as the last two cards. This is not just important because you'll be achieving this milestone. It's important because of who you're going to become and your ability, your great ability to rely on this skill. In fact, the skill is going to be some sort of solid foundation that you can always exactly rely on to do what you need to do in great harmony and peace. It's going to be a great milestone for you in terms of who you're becoming, which is the most important thing, even more important than the achievement itself. And my dear pile number 3, this is exactly what I'm seeing. I see that you'll be celebrating yourself, and others as well will be greatly celebrating you and respecting you. This is exactly what I see as the message that is meant to reach you right now. I truly wish you the best of luck on what it is that you are trying to achieve here. I know you're going to achieve it over a night and day. It's going to be awesome for you, my dear pile number 3. All the best of luck with that. This was your message, and if you've enjoyed your reading, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And please don't forget to check out my productivity handbook. It's small, straight to the point. You're not going to procrastinate reading it, but you will find that it has all the key advice and secrets to helping you become a productive person right away as soon as you finish reading this book. Speaking of reliability, this is a skill that you will always be able to rely on once you learn from this ebook. I promise you that. And it has all the key advice, like I said, and secrets to helping you understand productivity forever, change your habits, change small things that can make a huge difference. And speaking of which, I'm not sure once I release this reading if this will be up on the shop or not, but in a few days time, whether it is today when you're watching this or later in a few days, I will be releasing the productivity planner, which has first and foremost all the application of the great ideas that you'll be reading about and learning about in the book, so you can apply them right away as you're reading, changing your life as you're reading this book. And it also, of course, includes the different planners and the different tools that can help you tackle 2024 in the best way. And so if you're interested in checking out the ebook or the planner, there's also an ebook. If you love listening to your books, this combo will change your life forever. I promise you, each one of them was done with so much heart and love to make sure that you reach that type of success, that you can do it easily, all while enjoying this process. And if you're interested in checking it out, you'll find a link to it down in the description box. And my dear pile number 3, thank you so much for tuning in. All the best of luck with your manifestation. It is something that I'm passionate about to help you with. And so watching you trying to achieve something, do know that with every bit of my heart, I'm wishing it for you. All the best of luck, my dear pile number 3, and I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 4. Welcome to your reading. Your crystal is the beautiful Flourite point. And if you've chosen your reading using your zodiac signs, then in that case, the signs for this reading are Taurus, Scorpio, and Cancer. And today we're taking a look at a message that is meant to reach you right now. To do this reading, these are the oracle cards that we will be using. Let me draw the last oracle card from this deck. Oh, there we go. Actually, I do see several. I see 4 here. All right, we'll take a look at what they are, and then we'll get a full picture using your tarot cards. Right, so I feel like this is your actually this one. This is your significator card. So you have Sekhmet with destruction. Interesting. Right? Okay. You also have, let's take this one. You have the fourth moon mansion. You have stone and destruction. Wow, something set in stone or something. So you have, this is the fourth moon mansion, which is ruled by Mercury and Saturn in Taurus. Look, speaking of zodiac signs, I just want to remind you, these are not your zodiac signs. Please don't worry about it. But do note that they are present in the reading because their energies match the energy that we'll be seeing in your reading. And first off, we can see the moon mansion in Taurus, which is present here in the zodiac signs today. Right, so like I said, this moon mansion is ruled by Mercury and Saturn in Taurus with the keyword stone. And let's give space for this card. You have light. And look at this cute rabbit. Oh, you can see fireflies as well. So interesting. Oh, sorry. There we go. So this is what your beautiful card looks like. Right, so you have light. You also have a Kek with deception, the ancient Egyptian god Kek with deception. And you have Mars in Cancer with quarrel. You have Mars in Aquarius again. Ooh, talk about destruction, my goodness. Mars in Aquarius with rebellion. I think your cards are really advising you here to take action in regard to a situation that must come down. Wait, let's see. You have Mars again in Capricorn with authority. Wow. And you have Venus in Libra with indecision. Right. So interesting. I definitely think we need your tarot cards. We'll pull out your cards to get a full idea and a full picture of what we're seeing here in your reading. So what message is pile number 4 meant to hear right now, please? Oh, okay, well, they did come out. So let's take them. This one's moving. I'm going to take it, and this one as well as these two. Right. So let's see what you have. Ooh, these are a lot. So you have the 6 of Swords. You have the 2 of Swords, the Ace of Cups, the 10 of Wands, the 3 of Pentacles. And if you're wondering what's up with this deck, it shuffles the different elements of the tarot around in each card. So you have other elements in the card that are found in other parts of the tarot cards. You have the King of Pentacles. You have the Knight of Pentacles. And I'm seeing reverse, like going from the King down to the Knights, even reverse skipping some steps or something. You have the 9 of Wands. It's interesting that these two are lining up next to each other. That's really cool, actually. And you have the 4 of Pentacles. We have more cards for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We'll open them in due time. So let's keep them right there and see what is it that you're meant to hear right now. What is your message that is meant to reach you right now? I think there was a similar message today in one of the piles. Perhaps it'll end up being like the same energy in different directions, but I did notice, yes, I remember it had the tower cake. Yes, there was a pile that's very similar, but maybe you were drawn to both. If you were drawn to both, then I'm about to show you what this is. If not, we'll just trust the process. So let's take it bit by bit. I mean, you can see your cards. You have rebellion, you have quarrel. I do see that you are guided to destruct something in your life at the moment that's not going right. But it is something that has been there for maybe a long time. The stones, they remind me of the Stone Age. Something that's been there, and it's like nearly impossible to think you should be breaking it down. You have Sekhmet, the goddess of destruction and of war. Of course, Sekhmet is the goddess of war. And I do see that your cards are asking you to break something that's not going right in your life at the moment. To actually, you know it's not right, because you do have Venus in Libra with indecision. It's just not, it's causing you pain, and you're just afraid because of the Two of Swords. You can't see ahead. And Two of Swords is also a card about faith. You're being guided to have the faith to win over with the war, win over and destroy something in your life that's causing you a lot of headache. And with the rebellion, your guides are asking you to nip it in the bud. Do you see that? And to bring back control in your life. In fact, the only tarot card in this area is the Six of Swords. But the background of the Six of Swords is the Six of Wands. And the Six of Wands is a card of success and achievement. So I do see Six of Swords is a transition, is a card of transition, slowly moving to calmer waters. Six of Wands is a card of success and victory. So obviously this is saying transition to the calmer water. Make that move. Don't be indecisive about it. And make that move, although it's gonna maybe feel a bit chaotic in the beginning, especially not just with Sekhmet, by the way. Kek is the ancient Egyptian god of chaos, darkness, what is the word called? Obscurity, I think it's believed. Obscurity, yeah, not knowing ahead. I think it's called obscurity, yeah, not knowing not seeing ahead, right? And perhaps not seeing ahead is the reason where you are indecisive about taking a step, and maybe even enduring the pain coming from the situation because you're afraid to move. So this step of breaking things may look like you're moving backwards, because you have the King of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. And you have the Angel of the Lovers card. The Lovers card is a card of choice. So you're afraid of making that choice because it might feel like you're going backwards. But in fact, you're not going backwards. This is a new pleasant beginning that you will love. And you've got to have faith in knowing that maybe you can't see ahead, but it's definitely going to be the best thing for you to nip it in the bud, take back your authority. And if you're wondering, will I be okay? You'll absolutely be okay. You'll actually be happy, because here they're saying the same message. This will lead to your dreams. Why? This is the Nine of Wands. It's the card of enduring. It's a card of finding confidence, but it's in the background of the Nine of Pentacles, which is a wish fulfillment card. It's also a card of living the dream or living in something that you love. Here you have the Two of Wands, enduring something difficult, which will lead to the Ten of Cups, which is a card of happiness, excessive happiness. It's a card of being elated. So what are the odds that you get this combination in conjunction to each other? So it's not going backwards. It's actually a pleasant new beginning that will lead to your dreams. So the question here is, what is in your life at the moment that is causing you a lot of headache? What do you need to nip in the bud? The fireflies here show that their lights go off quickly, right? It's like temporary. So this tells me, look at the position of the rabbit. It's scared. So to me, this is saying you will need this power temporarily. Like you will need to put on your best game and put on this energy and fight it. It's not gonna take long before you will see the light and before you will transition to the other side. It's kind of like, no, I'm not taking this anymore. Maybe I need to do something different. The Three of Pentacles tells me that you will have other people carrying this burden with you. So I don't know what's going on exactly in your life, but reading your cards, I'm seeing that it's saying, yes, maybe you will have to carry most of the work to do that, but you have supporters with the Three of Pentacles. They're celebrating just like the Three of Cups. So you'll have people who care about you or care about what you're doing and can share a great deal. Maybe you have to do like some of the biggest work, but you do have people that will be carrying and supporting with you. That's what your cards are showing. But also at the same time, you will be the one who's making most out of this situation. Maybe there isn't much for them as it is for you. And the rabbit, of course, is a symbol of prosperity and abundance. So you'll be very prosperous in this situation. There's a lot of hidden prosperity that you're not seeing. And your reading is shedding light on that. Because part of the obscurity, I believe it's called, part of what you're not seeing is the great abundance that lies ahead if you do, in fact, take that strong action. Okay. So you do have how many more cards? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's more guidance in regard to this situation. Obviously, breaking something set in stone like that, perhaps even that's there for a long time for you, so much easier said than done, right? So obviously, this is not at all the end of your reading. This is just giving us an idea of what you're guided to do. And what type of results will you get if you, in fact, do that? But there's definitely detailed here. I'm happy there's so much more that came out. There is, I'm sure, details to how you can go about that safely and successfully. Right, so let's check out your cards. You have, wow, your cards keep pointing to the fact that you're going to be very happy and abundant. See, this is the Ten of Cups in the background of the Ten of Pentacles. This is the Ten of Cups. This is the Nine of Cups. You'll be really surprised. That's why you have obscurity here. You'll be really surprised to realize just how much of prosperity and abundance lies on the other side. And this is why this is a message that's meant to reach you right now. It wants to show to you just how much there's abundance on the other side. You have the Emperor. It shows that you will be in power, of course, which is something that we're seeing here. That you will be in power. And the guidance is that you have a lot of power within you. I mean, look at the deities that you're getting in your reading and the authority and the Emperor. So this is saying that you have so much power and strength to you that you can rely on your capabilities of making this happen. In fact, the Emperor here is sitting in the throne of the King of Wands. Wow. King of Thrones is another archetype that is very strong. So yeah, the combo here is saying you are stronger than you even think you are. Go ahead and tackle this. Get it done with. You're going to be very happy. So you have the Two of Cups, the Moon card, and the Eight of Cups. So what are we seeing? I of course don't know what your situation is, but I'm gonna trust the exact guidance that I'm seeing. I'm seeing drop your commitment to something or maybe someone, because the Two of Cups is commitment, right? Commitments that offer harmony, that offer support. So drop your commitment to someone or something and instead follow your dreams. Because as you go towards it with the Eight of Cups, this is also the background of the Eight of Pentacles, you'll be able to fine-tune reaching exactly what you want to reach. As you're going through that path, trust your intuition. And instead of collaborating with the wrong people, collaborate with the right ones. Maybe kindred spirits or people who have the same goals as you. And never forget that nobody has power over you. You can 100% rely on your innate power. Nobody can control you, or no situation is above you. And this will take you somewhere far beyond your dreams. Why settle to something that's scary, that isn't right, just because it is the one that's set in stone for now? Stone can break and another one can be created. So destruct the old. Trust in the path, although it might be dark for now, you'll be guided through the darkness. And nothing is more powerful than you are. Nothing, no situation or no person. Drop that person, drop this situation, follow your dreams. Use your intuition to fine-tune as you're going towards these dreams. And you will be achieving so more than what you even are dreaming of. And my dear pile number 4, this is exactly what I see as the message that is meant to reach you right now. I truly hope you've enjoyed this reading. And if you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And please don't forget to check out my productivity handbook. It's small, straight to the point. You're not going to procrastinate reading it, but you will find that it has all the key advice and secrets to helping you become a productive person right away as soon as you finish reading this ebook. It shifts your mind forever about the way you view productivity. It teaches you how to be self-disciplined and to enjoy the process of being productive, not go through it suffering. And coming up in the shop in a day or two, or maybe it's even released at the time you're watching this, is the productivity planner, the 2024 planner. And it is meant to walk you through the ebook so that with charts and everything that allows you to instantly apply all the ideas that you read in the book, so that while you're reading, you're having fun, filling it in, and you're like all set to begin your successful journey. There's also in the planner, everything that you would expect in the 2024 planner, the months, the weeks, everything in there, the task lists, you name it, it's all in there. So if you are interested in taking next year seriously in terms of achieving your dreams and you want a little help with that, I know this is the book for you. If you're interested in checking it out, you'll find a link to it down in the description box. There's also an audiobook, by the way. You can listen to this ebook if you enjoy listening to your books. And my dear pile number 4, all the best of luck from my heart in regard to this situation. I know you're going to do great. And I know change isn't easy, but bringing something that's not serving you down and knowing how powerful you are and trusting that you move towards something that your heart is speaking you or leading you towards will always be the right way, as you know, since it is your guidance. This was your reading. I truly wish you the best of luck in this situation. Sending you so much love, and I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye.